At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Harbert to introduce this year's student speaker.
Good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker, whom I've known since his interview to attend Eagle Hill School in the fall of 2020. I got to know Harrison during his first month of school as he worked to set up a fish tank in Dr. Riendo's classroom, where Harrison had his writing class every afternoon. Harrison had a lot of experience with fish tanks, and he wanted Dr. Riendo's fish tank to look spectacular. So that Columbus Day weekend, Harrison stayed on campus, and on those 3 days, we made three trips to three different pet stores and fish stores. And Harrison did set up a beautiful fish tank for Dr. Riendo. I soon learned that Harrison had a soft spot for all creatures, be they fish, turtles, frogs, or any other animals on and off campus. And on on-campus trips with Harrison and his friends, he would yell to stop the car if we passed a turtle that was crossing the road. I recall 4 such instances, and each time I had to turn the car around so we could go back and so he could rescue the turtle and help it to get across the road. And he would sometimes push the turtle across the road. Only once did we get back to find a squash turtle because we didn't make it back quickly enough. Harrison and his friend and former roommate, Teddy, used to go to Dr. and Mrs. Riendo's house for dinner on some Sunday nights. And I always ended up driving them back to campus for study hall after dinner. One night, and this happened just recently actually, it was early spring and raining, and I'm sure Harrison remembers this. There must have been hundreds of baby frogs hopping all over the road. So of course, one couldn't help but drive through them while driving, but Harrison wanted me to stop the car. Stop the car was his thing. He insisted, and then went on to tell me that the poor frogs, as I went plowing through, so many of them. Over the course of 4 years, though, I've gotten to know him for his kindness and determination and his thoughtfulness. He's a bright young man who effortlessly connects with others. Harrison was an awesome admission ambassador and happily talked with prospective families and willingly gave them tours of campus. When I worked in the admission office, I knew I could count on Harrison as he has the ability to put people at ease. He was an ideal person to meet visiting students and their parents, relate some of his favorite things about Eagle Hill School and his experiences here, and tell them why and how much he likes attending EHS. I could go on about what a special person Harrison is, but I'm sure you really want to hear from him yourselves. So he has an important message for everybody. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Harrison Barker, graduation speaker. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, here's yours. Right here. Yep. You want that off?
Yeah.
Really?
Hello. With great gratitude, I'm here to welcome all the friends, family, faculty, staff, and trustees to the graduation of the class of 2025. But most importantly, I'm here to welcome my fellow graduates as we take this monumental step forward in our lives. As eager as some might be to embrace and look forward to what the future holds, taking the time to look back at what got us here is just as important. Today, we are sitting here because over time, we came to embody Eagle Hill's 4 core values: honesty, respect, kindness, and purpose. Talking about the class of 2025 is a special privilege, one that you might imagine is typically given to the most accomplished students. Despite not having the highest ACT score, the best math grades, or the greatest number of athletic awards, I think I can represent the senior class here today. I feel as if Eagle Hill isn't about any single achievement or performance. Eagle Hill is about us becoming the best we can be personally. And for me, I've come far in reaching this finish line. First day of freshman orientation, I was as nervous as any new kid would be at a new school. Looking around, it didn't help to think that other kids may have already made friend groups as they knew each other from the summer camp. I didn't know if this was going to set me back or not, but as the day progressed and I met more people, I was welcomed with open arms and continually reassured. For example, talking to Mr. Kozier and Mr. Rick McDonald, who I initially thought were the security guards standing side by side. I immediately understood that they talked to me and my parents as if we weren't strangers at all. Fast forward, I was standing in line, ready to ring the bell to officialize my status as a student. And vividly, I remember a couple of us were asked who wanted to be the first to ring the bell, and I volunteered. I was as surprised as I would have been winning the lottery, and there I walked up and shook hands with Dr. McDonald while ringing the bell. Until this day, I'll always remember the words, "Just look around and smile." That has always stuck with me, reminding me of the connection he had with the students at Eagle Hill, as well as one of the core values Dr. McDonald always encouraged, purpose. In high school, finding your purpose is something that will eventually come to mind, yet it may not seem that everyone around you already has it figured out. And for me, midway through junior year, during the trials of Dr. B's chemistry class, I finally found that perseverance, the kind that allowed me to learn from my mistakes and to seize the opportunities that were given to me. I managed to navigate my way through all the work piled up on me, prioritizing what needed to be done and meeting the goal. And finding that purpose didn't just happen by myself, but it was partly due to my very own classmates around me, who were all in the same position. It wasn't a sense of competition or comparison. It was the thought of my own peers who were just like me being able to overcome these challenges that motivated me. Along with my teachers, the class of 2025 helped me discover the purpose that I needed. Another core value is honesty. In ninth grade, I'm sure it had a different meaning to me than it does now. Back then, I had a harder time being honest with myself. Was I wrong for playing music loudly, going on the intercom at night, or hanging out the windows of Dana Hall? I probably was. But honesty had a lot less value to the freshman Harrison. I quickly learned honesty had a deeper meaning, applying to everyday obstacles such as whether I tried my best with homework, took responsibility for my actions, and made amends with others. Honesty is something that has driven me and our class to keep pushing forward and take ownership in order to achieve success, similar to another one of our core values, kindness. Kindness is easily one of the most overlooked core values, yet it's actually the foundation of our community, allowing for the growth of students over the years. Showing kindness to all of our differences, whether it's how someone learns or socializes, or if it's about their heritage, we show kindness when we show acceptance of each other. My first year here, I was able to experience this kindness, and not just from teachers or roommates, but also from the upperclassmen who, regardless of my age or background, showed acceptance towards me. My first week of wrestling practice, I remember slapping our captain, Aiden Hutchinson, on the back, mistaking him for my friend as we were in line to check weight. And while any freshman would expect to be scolded by a senior, to my surprise, he turned around and laughed, while assuring me it was fine as I frantically apologized. To this day, I remember this because of the sense of acceptance it gave me, allowing me to feel more welcomed throughout the season. The same kindness Aiden gave me, I was fortunate enough to be able to return to other freshmen this year. Henry Hoyt and Kit Johnson, for example, who I was in their shoes 4 years ago. Together, this is how the class of 2025 has learned to show kindness and pass it down to the next generation. Even in more recent times, as we finished up the 2024 to 2025 academic year, we relied on kindness as much as we did on the first day of school. Kindness may not always be shown in the positive, affectionate way, but can also be shown through a stern talking to from someone who's just looking out for you. For me, one of these times was when my advisor, Mr. Konozik, was yelling at me across the dining hall, telling me to leave, trying to prevent me from getting involved in the confrontation. And fast forward a week, I was crying on his shoulder due to the unexpected passing of my uncle that morning. Times like these make you turn to the people around you, seeking comfort, reassurance, and knowing that kindness will follow. That is guaranteed for everyone here at Eagle Hill. Respect. Another of our core values is something that begins with yourself, that makes its way to everything and everyone around you. Once you learn how to accept yourself, that's when you can find that self-respect. At Eagle Hill, plenty of students come here not knowing how to express themselves, how to find that acceptance, but soon enough it comes. For me, it started with finishing up 9th grade, which helped me immensely. That success and confidence I gained helped me over the next 3 years here. Realizing the progress and impact I'd made gave me that self-respect. After that, I wanted to pass the respect around the same way it was given to me. The same thing occurred with the class of 2025. We gave each other that respect that we had benefited from during our first years here at EHS. Before I conclude my speech, I'd like to thank the Eagle Hill community for shaping our experience, preparing us for what's next. We are here today not despite our different styles of learning and our different ways of expressing ourselves, but because we acknowledge and embrace those differences. Most importantly, thank you to the class of 2025 for pushing yourselves and me to be where we are today. Every student graduating goes forward with knowledge of our core values: honesty, respect, kindness, and purpose. In the near future, we will reach our goals with the support of these values. Whether we find ourselves in the middle of a struggle or coming close to tasting success, our values will always be in our hearts, guiding us through the journey of our lives. Thank you, class 2025.
Thank you, Harrison. In a small token for our appreciation for sharing your story today, a picture of the PJM STEM Center student commencement speaker, Eagle Hill School graduation, May 31st, 2025. Thank you.